Right guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to another episode of AG Cousins Football Manager Save. So, over the weekend there, on stream, we did finish the season, lads, so we are into the new season. And before we get into anything about what we have done so far, we're still pretty early into pre-season, which is okay. We're kind of in that rebuilding stage, and I feel there is some rebuilding to do in this squad. We're not quite at a point yet where we want to keep most, well, I'd say we do want to keep most of it, but there's still a fair number of guys that we're trying to get rid of. But some of it's happening, some of it's not. Before we get into the transfers and stuff, because a few things have happened, let me just show you how last season did end up finishing for us. So as you can see down on the left there, Corey McKeown ripped the league apart. 34 goals last season for him. He only turned 18 towards the end of the season. Crazy stats. Him up front, he is a player I want to have at this club for the entire save. I want to win the Champions League with this guy, and it's so possible because he's so young, you know. So hopefully we'll be able to convince him to spend his life at AG Cousins. We'll get into the league table now, and oh, boys, we slipped down. It was a poor end of the season. Now, I don't have all the fixtures. You might be able to see the sort of final few up on the top right, just under the face cam there. Yeah, like, we were in the playoffs. At one point, we were 5th at one point in the season. And as you can see, we finished 13th. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Fylde would win the league. Fylde won the league. Boston went up with them, so those two teams not in the league next season. Leamington relegated. Obviously, there's another team there. I can't quite remember. I'll see back when I'm editing this. It's in the photo there. You can see it. So it was a tough finish. To be fair, we lost to Leamington at the end of the season too. Like, we just fell down. We just took a step back, which wasn't good. Ended up finishing 13th. We weren't expected to get promoted. We were expected to get relegated, actually, so we done pretty well off the face of that. We exceeded expectations, but the fact that we were up there at one point, it's still disappointing at the same time to see us have fallen all the way down there. So, into the new season now, lads. Where do we start? First big difference, league table. There's 24 teams in it this year. I'm looking at South Shields and Needham Market, and I'm thinking they have to go down. Who goes down with them? I don't know. I mean, Farsley had a poor season last season. How they finished 17th in the end, I don't know. But they only finished 17 out of 22nd out of 22 teams. So, you know, with 4 relegation spots, they could struggle this season. And then it's the usual top 7. We actually can take a look at last season. You can see Fylde were champions, they got promoted, and then Boston ended up winning the playoffs. And you can see us in 13th. Oh, it was poor. We actually lost more games than we won. We lost 16 and we only won 15. Scored more goals than we conceded, as always. Big goal scoring side, but I mean, we let in 61 goals. Teams below us, you have to go to 20th, which is Alfreton. who survived relegation by 3 points to find a team below us who let in more goals. Kerrs and Ashton were the other side to get relegated. They let in 58 goals. We let in 61. That's ridiculous. Like, yes, they only scored 38. We shouldn't be letting in that many goals. We have got into some fixtures. We played Thornbury, 3-0 win. Played Annan, 4-2 win. Basically, these three, including Lincoln, which I'm going to play in today's video, I'm basically playing players that I want rid of. Players I'm trying to sell. Because the mistake I was making was trying to sell players. I didn't want them, so I wasn't using them. But then if they're not playing, there's no demand. They don't look good. It's basically a case of putting themselves in the shop window, let them play and attract a bit of interest, and that actually did start to work straight away. If we go to the squad, lads, you can see Turner, Nathan Turner, is listed, 28 years old, 2-star. He's just not good enough. Cooper, also listed. We have a few clubs interested in him. Hopefully we can get that one over the line. Thackeray listed, Heslop, Griffiths has a bid going on. Alexandros, he's just loan listed. 2.5-star, he's only 21. So we're going to let him go out on loan. We're trying to certainly improve the standard this year. I think 3-star players should be the backup, and then, you know, anything higher than that should be in the starting lineup. These 2.5-star buys shouldn't be about the place. Bickley we had an offer for, he's not going anywhere. We're trying to loan out Callum Guy and Jamie Clark. Yeah, Stacey, he's on a non-contract that has ran out. I think we're just going to let him go. I would have sold him anyway, but there's no need to. And then there's a couple of youth players coming in here who, to be fair, look very good. You know, some of these guys are looking good. Reece Evans, we have transfer listed. First choice right back last year. 2.5-star at 24. It's just not what I want. And then we've got the likes of Darlington. 2.5-star. He'll go back into reserves. So he will. So will Farrell. You know, these guys are 2.5-star, but it's okay because they're so young. Kavanagh, 3-star, like, he looks good. So if we go into transfers, you can see currently Turner is kind of negotiating a few offers. Looks like we're going to get him sold. Theo Skulls-Beard is going to go out on loan, which is going to be good for him. And then Griffiths is in contract talks, which is good. Now, we have 2 big transfer targets. I don't think they're going to happen, right? We want Robbie Tinkler and Kane Felix. We just can't get them. We can't afford Tinkler. Now, Felix's contract is expiring, but I don't think he doesn't even want to talk to us because the standard of squad isn't good enough. Cooper's on the unwanted list, but I think he's going to go anyway. He had some interest. I think he actually turned down some of the clubs, which was pretty annoying. If we go to the transfer history here, you can see Oisin McCrudden went out on loan to Crewe United, and Skulls-Beard has went out on loan to Bluebell United. We did make one signing though. That's Dylan Davidson, has come in on a free, believe it or not, from Knockbreda over in Northern Ireland. 3.5-star winger at 22 years of age. Now they're saying he's better attacking, but I'm actually going to take over his training here and tell him, start getting him to play here. just left midfield, because that's where we are going to play him. So that's basically how it is right now. That's us all caught up. We're going to play the game against Lincoln. It's another game where I'm going to rotate a lot, lads. I'm going to play players that I want to sell. I'm going to play youth players. Those are the kind of players we're going to play. So, yeah. So, lads, this is the team that we're going to be going into the friendly against Lincoln United with. This is, to be fair, the formation that we ended the season with, a 4-1-2-1-2 wide. You know, I liked playing the cam. Hibs did play in that cam position, but I need to buy a proper cam in this window. I do. So that's something that we're going to have to look at. Basically, the first 3 friendlies have been teams way worse than us. And I've used that opportunity to play the players who are transfer listed, loan listed, players we want to get rid of, to give them game time so that they can play well and teams can come in and, you know, basically say, oh, he's decent, might buy him. That's kind of the plan. So here is Hibs. It's going to be an early start. Davidson, the new man, whips it in, and Corey McKeown, well, he's just a beast, isn't he? I forgot to say, we also got rid of Panos, but he left on a free contract. There's a few players who I just released. Panos is the only notable one. The rest of them were all, like, you know, youth players that we didn't want. Darius Palma, who we signed last season, shipped him out on loan a couple of, you know, months before the end of the season. And Hibs, what a goal! It's another assist for Davidson, which is brilliant. He came back from loan, just didn't need him, so we let him go on a free when his contract ran out. And then Jacques Demont, the goalkeeper that was signed, the French keeper, the young guy who I thought was unreal, as Corey McKeown, just misses that chance. I thought he was unreal, paid him a load of money, and he just wasn't good. So yeah, he's just been released. A backup keeper, probably something we could maybe do with, but you don't want to pay too much. I don't think I really replaced Pearson last season, other than 1 or 2 cup games, basically. Pearson played every league game. Now, obviously, you can't bank on the fact that Pearson goes another season without getting injured, but as long as he's fit, he's irreplaceable. He's unreal. He really is. But the first 3 friendlies, including this one, as I say, as we concede there, it's disappointing. This is the time to play guys who we want rid of, to showcase them. Then I believe we have Dagenham and Redbridge, and I think York as the final 2 friendlies. That's where we're going to play the main players. So let's make our half-time subs here, lads. Basically, the plan is make as many as I can. So yeah, based on the formation, Agnew is going to come on for Heslop. I think this is going to change the formation a bit, actually. I think it's going to be a 4-4-2 flat now, because Kane is also coming on for Hibs, who had a great first half there. Bickley is going to come on for Clark. Evans going to come in at right back. Elsdon in for Thackeray, who is on a yellow anyway. Amanchi is going to come on for McKeown. Russell makes way for Thompson. Stacey is going to come in, and then that leaves Hornby and Guy to come in for the 2 central midfielders at some point in the second half. I'll probably do it at about 60-65 minutes. Give them all fair game time. We're looking okay here though. Davidson whips it in. Would be nice to get a goal in the second half as well, and kind of get the 2-goal lead again. Take control of this game. Thompson now. Agnew. Bickley over. Oh, Bickley. Have to score that, mate. He is staying at the club this season as the backup striker to McKeown and Amanchi, because he's just quality, really. He's just quality. It's whipped in, and Amanchi could go on the break. Bickley, surely. Bickley, you have to score that, lad. Now, we're going to have to do something here. Davidson is taking a knock. Kane can kind of play there, which means we can then bring on Guy, and then Hornby is going to come on. Let's actually bring him on at centre back. I think that's more his position. So yeah, it's not ideal having Kane out at left mid. We do have good backups for the wings. It's just the timing, I suppose, and the fact that the subs have been made. Like, on the wings, we have Russell, Thompson, Davidson, and Hibbs. That's 4 wingers, 2 for each side, really. That's whipped in, and Bickley, you have to score that. So, there's depth there. We have 2 strikers in Amanchi and McKeown. Bickley's the backup. So, Amanchi... Oh no, it's disallowed. It's disallowed. So yeah, you know, there's good backup everywhere we go. I just need to look at I think there's about 3 positions I need starters for, and we'll talk about that at the end of this game. It's a good 2-1 win with a rotated side. Lots of green performances there. That's what we like to see. So lads, we have sold Priestley Griffiths to Chorley for 2.4k. Was ready to get him out of the club. Merthyr have approached Nathan Cooper on a free, which I'm not too worried about. I'm happy to let him go. Davidson's only out for 3 to 4 days, so that's a lucky one. Thank goodness for that. Our next friendly is actually against Harrogate Town, so it is. We have Harrogate and then Dagenham and Redbridge. York is actually our first league game, but as I say, they're going to be the 2 tough friendlies that we have, so I'm just going to go out and play my best team in those friendlies and give them the test. And you know, the other guys, they've had their chance to be in the shop window, to attract some attention, and to be honest, see for them, it's Merthyr have just signed Cooper on a free transfer. I can see it there on the 15th it came up. For those players we're trying to get rid of, it's better for them to just go, because if they don't go in the window, they're going to be sat. I'll probably put them down into the reserves, so at least they'll get reserves game time, but they're just going to be sat not doing anything all season, so you may as well go out, get yourself a new club. We have a few scout reports here. Now he is 3.5 star. He's at Vanarama North level. This guy looks good. He's extremely doubtful though. What about this guy? Transfer interest, none. Right, well, let's go in for this Tanner guy. Yeah, doesn't want to come. So Merthyr have signed Cooper. Pollock is interested. Yeah, that's why. He's interested because he's not a good rating. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, lads. But that is where we're going to leave today's episode. I would say I need a right back, a centre attacking midfielder, and a CDM to start in the team. So they have to be at least 3.5 star, I'd say. So those are the positions that we're going to look for, probably on stream this week. Come over if you want to join us, twitch.tv/Joshua_Gibson8. Be a part of it as the new season begins, and hopefully we can push for promotion this season, lads. But I'll bring back an update next Sunday, hopefully a couple of new signings, and yeah, hopefully we'll have had a positive start to the league as well, lads. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.